Good morning. It's about 5:30 in the morning right now on September 10th. As of now, it's been 9 days into this new routine of trying to diet and exercise and try to take care of this body. Um, as I've said on previous episodes, I've got my lab results back from my blood work and such, and the numbers which I expected not to be good were worse than that. And it's made me realize that I have to do something about it. And that's what I'm doing right now. So, what have I been doing? Well, struggling. That's what I've been doing. But my message for today is that I'm staying the course. So, what did I start trying to do? So, I said, okay, let me see what I can figure out to replace some meals with more sensible options. Very often it would be just because it's breakfast, there weren't very many options of what to eat for breakfast. When you think breakfast foods, you think things like, pancakes, waffles. You think possibly even like sweets like donuts and pastries and that kind of thing. Eggs, but eggs usually come with a bacon, and sometimes when you make your eggs, you throw the cheese in there, and a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel becomes a staple. Other things are cereals. But it seems like breakfasts almost become very carb laden, and some of the carbs that you can get are very tasty. Now, I always did live by the breakfast is the most important meal of the day adage. You're going to get up, you're going to start doing things. And I'm thinking more on the weekends. The weekends are usually when you're able to go out and do yard work or maybe play golf or do something else. But you're going to be active, you're going to be in the garage, you're going to be standing a long time. You want to have that big meal. It's almost like that old lumberjack thing. Get the big stack of flapjacks so you can go out there and fell a bunch of timber. Well, I'm not a lumberjack. So having that lumberjack's breakfast before I start my day might not be the best thing in the world. Unless I'm going to be active and I'm doing yard work and everything else. And doing yard work in my prior home actually was easier because the land was bigger and more needed to be taken care of. And you can clear out a whole thing of small trees because you want to like build a shed in that area. Or you can walk around and you can take care of the perimeter. It's going to take a long time. You'll be outside. Fine, you need your energy. But these days, my getting things done don't require that much physical activity. So while it's good to have that brain boost in the morning by having a good breakfast, sometimes you don't need that much. But I haven't realized that until recently. So now I'm trying to say, okay, let's be sensible. Let's get something in us that we require that does not hit just the carb route, but actually gives you a whole bunch of proteins and everything else, and get on with your day. That's why what I've been doing recently, and I'm not trying to really follow this per se, but I've been using some of this Slim Fast kind of stuff as my meal replacement. I don't know how long I'm going to do it for, but I needed something to start off my journey. This has been helping me in the morning and for lunch because you get your cup and you get your one shake, and that's it. Now, as far as actually having it as a meal, it's not the best in the world. I mean, it doesn't fill you up. It doesn't actually have that satisfaction of different flavors. And I understand they throw things like, a chocolate flavor in there. There might be a strawberry or a vanilla and what have you. And God bless them for trying to do all that. But just when you're used to having foods and meals, it is an adjustment. And because it's an adjustment for what I was doing poorly to what I'm trying to do properly, it's been the struggle that I mentioned earlier. But it's a struggle I think I'm meeting. Anytime you start something new, it's very difficult to get into that rhythm because you still want what you're trying to get away from. but you have to get away from what you're trying to get away from. It's very important. My labs have told me that story, and I have to be able to do something better. So I've learned to sip a little slower, to enjoy it, to just kind of like have it at my specific times so I can then walk further away on the rest of my day without thinking about things like, but that bacon would have tasted great, or hey, can I have my kid's extra munchkin? I don't think he's going to eat it. Well, I'm happy to say my resilience is starting to pay off a little bit more. I'm beginning to see a couple more dividends. What I like to do is weigh myself first thing in the morning. Now you wake up, you take care of some of your ablutions, and then it's like, okay, where's the scale? Put it down there. I have my clothes off because I want to have a raw weight with nothing else encumbering. I can't say, oh, but I'm at the doctor's office and I'm still wearing my shoes or something like that. And this morning I kind of prayed. This morning I was like, please let me see something better. Please let me see something different. Because when I tried this a couple days ago, it wasn't moving very much. And I almost started to feel some despair. In fact, I almost came on here and had a despair episode. But I was like, let me just get through this real quick. Get through this, no problem. Well, today I was happy to see this is my new number. It's about 8.2 down in 9 days. That's pretty good so far. I have to understand this is a marathon. This is something that's going to take months to see the great results. I think I have myself in my mind trying to do this in 20-pound increments. So I have to get to the first one. But, in order to get 20 pounds gone, you've got to get 19. You can't get to 19 until you get to 15. You can't get to 15 until you get to 10, and so on and so forth. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. I've taken my first steps. Now, a week in, that's the hard week. There are so many times I just wanted to just have a little bit of extra something. But now I've said to myself, you can have something extra, but you got to be nice about it. So I've been having some carrots, having some honeydew, having something little enough, but sensible enough to let me get past that craving and move forward. Yeah, I'd prefer some crackers and cheese and something like that. Or maybe even some chips and salsa. Chips and salsa apparently are pretty good for you. But not yet. I have to do my first initial decrease before I can get my portion control and get my mental control over this process down pat. So I'm trying to be as resilient as possible. I think I'm achieving it. I just need to concrete it more to be my life. I mean, I'm trying to undo decades of sloth and gluttony to just get to a better place. And it will be worth it when I get there. The struggle may make getting there more satisfying. Hopefully I can do this within 1 year. That would be fantastic as well. But step by step. I can't think these long-term, massive, wow, this is going to be great when. These big, and if I win the lottery, I would do this, that, and the other. Day by day, day by day. I've actually heard people in Alcoholics Anonymous say similar things. It's one of those things that, by the way, I did not personally go to an Alcoholics Anonymous because I am not an alcoholic. But they do have some adages that are very useful for this situation. Zig Ziglar once said the first step in solving a problem is to recognize that it does exist. This is my problem. This whole thing. I've recognized it. Now I'm tackling it. I'm going to see doctors and getting physicals often as my measurement tool. I have my scale as my measurement tool. I have overall wellness and fitness to let me know when I get there. You know, when bending over becomes easy and tying your shoes. When taking up a couple flights of stairs and not being winded. When throwing my son up in the air doesn't cause me a little bit of a effort. Then I'll be getting to a better place. But right now, first goal, let me get double digits. I am knocking on the door of that first 10 pounds. Just shy of 2 to go, and I'll get there. And when I'll get there, you'll know about it. But in the meantime, pray for me, hope for me. Give me a like and a subscribe. Let me know if this is helping you as well. Because everyone needs a little bit of encouragement. I would like it from you. And perhaps you get it from me. And if that is, I'm happy to hear that. That's fantastic. That's all I have for today, so thank you very much. And enjoy the rest of your day. And as some people say, I hope to see less of you in the future. God, that's cheesy. But, it makes sense. Bye-bye.